Good morning.
Hey, Seattle.
As always, it's your girls, Jasmine and Shantae.
Welcome to another Thursday morning and another episode of The Way with Jazz and Tay.
We'll be bringing you lots of laughs and class to get you ready for the day and the weekend ahead.
Will it be the way or not the way? Find out and join the conversation.
Good morning.
Welcome to another episode of The Way with Jazz and Tay. As always, it's your girls,
Jazz.
Shantae.
We are feeling good this morning, clearly.
Yeah, I went to bed late, so I didn't think I was going to be up to it, but I am. I'm feeling real good. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Rocking and rolling.
I'm excited for the episode.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
Always. So let's start it off. How was your week, Jasmine? What's been going on?
Well, my identity was still
stolen.
And I'm just dealing with all kinds of crap related to that. I've just had to close so many accounts. I'm starting to have to go in person and close these accounts. And luckily, so far, no money has been charged in my name.
Except for the new 4K TV we talked
right,
about.
Exactly. That TV from
I'm hoping it gets, yeah.
But
and
yeah.
Fire Stick.
That is still obviously so stressful. But other than that, things at work have been good. I'm officially caught up, so I'm not stressed in that aspect. That's one less thing for me to worry about. So all in all, I'm doing pretty dang good. Oh, and we're dog sitting.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
we have Jagger for the whole month of February.
Yeah, we've got Jagger for the next week and a half. So that's something that I'm looking forward to and I'm excited about because he's just the cutest little cuddle bug.
I'm excited about it. Well, my week has been pretty uneventful. I've really just been kind of resting up since, Portland and getting back on track. I feel after having not consecutive weeks, but they felt consecutive, 2 weeks back to back where I was traveling and then having to catch up for the podcast and doing all that other stuff really kind of took a toll on me. So this past week I've been just kind of chilling, trying to get up on things, catch up on things, and
jet set Tay.
I'm hoping to do a lot more of that. We've definitely got some plans or some things in the works.
We have a lot of friends who are trying to take us places.
Oh yeah, they're trying to take flights. We've heard Cabo 3 times.
Yeah, so Cabo's definitely a thing that's happening.
I really haven't been up to much.
I forgot to add that my sister Stephanie had a birthday over the weekend, and we went wine tasting and had brunch with her and her husband and a couple of her friends, and that was really fun too. So that was definitely a nice way to take the edge off of all the other stress that I've been going through. So happy belated birthday.
Last week, actually, now that you mentioned that, we talked about for Seattle Happenings for the Love of Brunch 2, and I actually worked that event. It was a really cool event. They had chicken and waffles, eggs, hash browns, bacon, some vegetarian options, some biscuits. Girl, I was like, let me get a plate. And then they also had bottomless mimosas, and
that's trouble right there. That's the trouble,
right? And working the door, it was so funny to see how many people only came for the bottomless mimosas, and I was like, I hope you ate breakfast beforehand, because if not, slizzer. Okay.
Well, because how long was the event?
It was from 11 to 3.
So that's 4 hours of drinking with no food in your stomach?
Yeah, but it was great because they were upselling at the event. So if you only purchased bottomless mimosas but got in there and smelt those chicken and waffles, you could purchase the brunch as well.
Well, I know me, and as long as there's going to be food anywhere, I'm probably buying. Even if I didn't buy it beforehand, you can guarantee that I'm probably going to buy food while we're there.
At some point.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so shout out to the collective. Shout out Anthony. That's our friend.
Thanks for putting that on and for thinking of Shantae. Well, you thought about us too, but I couldn't make it.
And always thank you for always thinking of us.
Yeah, really though. We appreciate that.
We are going to get into a game.
Ooh, woo, 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 woo.
We're doing song association. So as most of you guys know, it's February, which means it's Black History Month.
And both of us are of the African-American kind. I
Well
didn't know what to say there.
She had started and didn't know how to get out of it.
We're black.
And proud. So we are going to do song association again, and the words are words we associate with being black.
Yes. We've got a cup of them here, and to make it fair, we're just going to draw one. You want to go first?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So Shantae's going to pull one.
I took the top one.
What's the word?
Black.
Easy.
Okay.
All right. Ready? How much time are we going to give? 15 seconds? 10 seconds?
10 seconds.
10
feels
seconds.
good.
Okay. Ready? Go.
Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Is that James Brown?
Say it loud.
Hey.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Hey.
Say it again.
Hey.
Yes, that was James Brown.
There we go. Hey.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Hey.
Yes.
Getting funky in here.
Yes.
I like that. All right.
R.I.P.
Now I'm nervous because
Yeah, you might get one of these.
I
other
know. I
ones.
hope I deliver. Oh, I got a good one. I got freedom.
I feel like she cannot do the one I feel she's about
I
to
won't
do.
though. I'm gonna do a different one. Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
Freedom. Freedom. I can't go any higher, but
It's okay. We
know.
get it.
She's like,
you know,
I haven't warmed up my
Valiant
vocals
effort.
yet.
I
Miss
can
Wordie.
sing, but I really do hope that I was right in saying that was Aretha Franklin. But that song,
That feels right.
yeah. Ready, Tay?
Yes.
Okay, girl. Only one.
Sorry.
What is it? What is it?
Loud.
Loud.
Say it loud.
No, you can't. No. You can't repeat.
Oh, I might lose this one.
Oh, I got one. If you don't, I got one.
Sing loud. So I don't know.
I got a little bit louder now. A little bit louder now. Shout. You know you make me want to shout. Hands up and shout. But that's like the little breakdown.
I lost.
Hey. That was a hard one.
Yeah.
Because that one definitely, like, I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud.
Yeah.
Could have gone hand in hand. Okay. Well, I'm going to have a hard one too next. I feel it. I feel it.
You're going to get like.
Amazing. Amazing
Yeah.
grace.
Woo.
That one was a no-brainer. That was easy.
Like as soon as she said it, I was like,
I could have done so amazing. But that's a Kanye song.
I was going to say, I don't know that one. Okay.
Next one. Oh, what is it? What is it?
Power.
Power.
Another Kanye, but I can't think of the words.
No one man
should have all that power.
Heart's clicking, I just count the
hours.
hours.
Yeah, I don't know all the words at all.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is fun.
Also,
Oh,
I just,
I'm getting really easy with
she really is.
spirit.
She also picked majority of the words.
That is also fact.
Maybe we have Benny pick the words from now on.
I got spirit. I'm gonna go with Beyonce's spirit. Spirit.
I was like, you got to sing it. You can't just
Can you hear it calling? Yo, I did not think I was going to get on here this morning and just start singing.
Sorry for anybody listening in their cars. Turn the volume down just a smidge.
If y'all weren't awake before, y'all are awake now. Okay, let's do one last one before we wrap this up.
wait, I got something for the spirit one because it brought up a good. Remember that?
No. Oh, what is this?
It's from Boys in the Hood. Remember?
No, I
Yeah.
don't.
I was gonna say it sounds like a church song. For
I know.
Sure.
Force One Network.
Oh, it's bringing me back to like definitely super like old school
Yeah.
churchy vibe.
Mhm.
Like I just get to clapping and stomping.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Last one. Let me see if I can redeem myself. Shine.
Oh, come on.
Shining, shining,
There we
shining,
go.
shining, yeah.
All of this winning.
All of this spinning,
I
I
can't
can't lose
lose.
my mind. Whoa,
hold on.
don't try to hold me down. Don't try to.
We only
like that.
half know all of these songs.
Basically,
by the way.
every song could have been. We could have just done a Beyonce song. Basically, I actually told Jasmine on the Freedom one. I was like, "You cannot do Freedom by Beyonce. That is cheating."
Yeah, because that was a given. I could have just done Kendrick's part and been claiming that it was Kendrick's song. I don't know.
Which we all know, not true. Well, thank you guys for tuning into our song association.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, no, we should definitely play that one again. I think we warmed it up from the last time. And
For sure.
definitely got better. But we're gonna take it to a quick break before we get into our reviews of the week, because we've got a lot for you guys this week.
Oh, yeah.
And as always, you're listening to The Way with Jazz and Tay.
Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning into The Way with Jazz and Tay. We are back and getting ready to jump into our review of the week.
Yay, yay. I'm super excited, so I'm going to kick it off.
Please do, girl, because...
So I've got a song for you guys, and I've just got a few other things that I wanted to talk about during the segment.
This, though, the song that you're going to jump into, long awaited, so excited for. This person supposedly jumped into retirement.
Hey. Don't take my segment from me, okay? Because I was going to say.
I'm trying to give
Segment
you a lead.
stealer.
I'm trying to give her
What?
like a lead in. I'm trying to prep
Girl.
it. I'm trying to like give you like a little lead in. But go ahead.
Girl, what retirement?
Right.
So my girl Nicki Minaj dropped a single after Nicki Minaj, say it, hear it, don't disrespect her. She dropped a single called Yikes, and this came right after her and Meek Mill. So last week we were talking about her and Meek Mill going at it
Which
in
we
Miami.
didn't get to like fully dive into.
Yeah. So basically they got into it in Miami.
On
and
Twitter.
Physically in Miami in a
Oh.
store. They almost came to blows. Yes, like her husband was there. It was like a whole thing in Miami in a store.
that was a preamble to.
Yes. So there were some words exchanged, a lot of cussing and a lot of, name calling. And I feel like that kind of fired her up, and she went and jumped on the track and named it Yikes. And all I have to say is yikes. Okay? I don't know who she's firing the shots at. I feel like it's Meek Mill. I feel like it's Cardi B. I feel like it's everybody in the rap game. Yikes. Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet.
I don't know how you haven't, because like I play it at least 6 times every day. Like you've heard it a little bit.
This beat I definitely know I've heard, because you're right. It is definitely like a DaBaby bop
We can-
type
Girl.
of beat. But
let's do a quick. Let's try. and
no,
see
it's
what-
okay.
You sure?
It's okay.
Yeah,
I
no,
got.
It's
I'm
messy.
scared.
Sure.
I'm scared.
Let's see.
Yikes. I play tag
And you
if
if a
life.
Okay.
Yikes.
You a clown.
Okay.
Do
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
we gotta keep it-
Well, listen. I'll make sure to give it a listen through as soon as we get in the car.
As soon as we get
yeah.
in the car,
As soon as we get in the
car.
car, we'll bump it.
But yeah, like it's a whole mood changer. Like the other day, right before bed, I was like, I haven't streamed Yikes yet. And I was like, no, I can't listen to this right before bed, because I was like ready to go to the club or
think
like
I
fight
heard that.
somebody after it.
I think I heard you say something. You were like, "No, I have to put on a song."
I
a
was
little
like,
slower.
no, this ain't for right before bed. But so far it's #1 in the country streaming. And I just think that Nicki Minaj will drop a song, and I don't know what's going on right now for her, but like I feel like a lot of people like to hate on Nicki. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
cute. Like
Oh, yeah.
they try to say like she's old, like she hasn't been running the rap game for females for 10 years by herself. But y'all gonna stop disrespecting her today. And I think that's what she's saying in the song
Sorry.
Yikes. Like
I'm over here vibing.
point blank period. But also Meek Mills needs to watch his back, because I don't think she's playing with him either.
Yeah, I don't even know. So I didn't even understand that there had been this ongoing thing with him and her. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I thought they broke up, and then that was kind of like it. I thought they just
No.
been separate. He's been doing his thing, and she's been doing hers.
No, it's not really been pretty. He's been dragging her name. She's been doing the same. And then like as soon as she got with her husband,
Ken Petty.
Meek had something to say about that, because he was like, oh, so you were just with me, but now you're already married. And I'm like, and so he's got this whole thing made up in his head that she was seeing him, but I'm like, wasn't he in jail? But we don't know the details.
We don't.
All I know is that, hey, y'all can keep fighting because I will continue to take the good music coming out of it, all right? Meek, you drop something. Maybe they'll have a beef little thing going back and forth now.
That could be fun.
I could be into that.
Maybe this is all like a secret ploy just to like help get some promo and publicity because she's about to drop.
I hope if she drops an album, I will cry.
I think she's dropping something.
I'm going to need somebody to clip this section and send it to Nicki so she can watch our podcast.
Drop it. If you want to see two young ladies cry over joy, drop an album.
Right. Yes, please. Please, Nicki. So that's the way. I give that a 5-star review. Keep streaming that and stop hating.
Excuse me.
But moving on and continuing on with our Black History Month theme, I just wanted to give you guys a few things that you could do to celebrate Black History Month this month. So there are 29 days in February this month.
Because it's a leap year.
Woo-woo. And you can actually go to the NAACP's website, and they have 28 ways. So for each day, there's a way that you could celebrate Black History Month. But I'm going to give you a few supporting like either businesses or something to go with it in Seattle.
I love that.
So you could support a Black business, a Black-owned business, to name a few. And the ones that I've listed are food because I like food. There's Emma's Barbecue.
And we've been to all of these places, too. So we're not...
And we can vouch.
Exactly.
Yes. Emma's Barbecue in the Central District, kind of crossing over into Columbia City. It's amazing. Soul food. You get a lot of meat. Like, you will not be hungry afterwards. You'll be fat and happy.
That's my favorite way to be.
You know? Fats, chicken, and waffles. Always the way, and always really good.
And they show love too. Like that's one thing that I like about them is that, you know, you show them love and they'll give it right back.
And then Catfish Corner, of course.
Mouth-watering.
Is that in Renton or?
That's Skyway. It's in Skyway, and if you guys are familiar with the area, it's where the old Azelles in Skyway used to be. Like, you'll know exactly where that is for those of you guys who are familiar.
Check that out. It's really good.
It is so good.
Like so good. I'm hungry thinking about it.
It's one of those, it's like we've been talking about it now. This is probably the second time it's come up in like a week or two, and it's kind of like, why have we not been there yet? Like, we're going to stop by there.
I'm like, what you doing today? Oh, wait. You could visit a Black History or Civil Rights Museum in your local area. And one in our area is the Northwest African American Museum, which is also in the Central District on like Massachusetts and 23rd. You could host a Black film marathon. I don't know of an actual film marathon that is going on, but the Northwest African American Museum, they are actually doing a couple of events where they're showing films. So if you check out their Facebook page and check out their events, you can check out to see what they've got going on during the month.
And there's a lot of really cool like films that are starring Black people, directed by Black people. I know like John Singleton, who's now passed, you know, rest in peace to him, but there's a lot of movies just within his like repertoire that you could watch.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
In which I'm not.
Love
You got
and
something to do this
Basketball.
weekend.
I know. I'm ashamed.
12 Years a Slave.
Oh gosh, 12 Years a Slave had me in tears.
The Color Purple. Like, there's just so many.
Yeah.
And
they're all great.
Maybe you just
Poetic Justice.
Yes, Poetic Justice. Maybe you just host a film marathon. Princess and the Frog. First Black princess.
Any of the Medea movies. I'm not, I mean, hey, that is.
It is.
Black films, okay? Whether it's satire or whatever.
Yeah, and maybe you, like I said, you could host a Black film marathon at your house. That would be a good thing to do as well. You could read a book by a Black author. One of my favorite Black authors is Ta-Nehisi Coates, and he just put a book out last year, and it's called The Water Dancer. I can't give you guys like a synopsis of what it's about because I haven't read it yet. I plan to. So if you guys want to join a book club with me, let's do that. And then another book by him that I really enjoyed is Between Me and the World, which I read back in like 2016, and it really just left me in a space where I did not know even what to do after reading it, except for contemplate.
What kind of writing does he do?
I would say Between Me and the World was fiction. It's very his writing is all fictional based. But Between Me and the World felt like it was based off of a real life story.
So like realistic fiction in a
Yeah.
way. Yeah. Okay.
It's hard to describe that one because it was kind of like you went through a scenario with this black man living in America or living in the world, and it was really hard to read. Like, he just brought up a lot of really great points, and
Yeah.
I was like, afterwards I was like, what do I do now? And like, I actually took a break from reading
It gave
because
you a
it
lot
had
to
me
think about.
it had me so deep in thought.
I love when an author can bring you to those places though. Like that's good writing.
Yeah.
That's really good writing.
Absolutely. He also wrote his own rendition of Black Panther. So if you're
Ooh.
into comics, I would also recommend reading his version of Black Panther. You will be upset because there is a very big plot twist in his version that I didn't care for, but you might like it. And I hope they don't make it into a movie. Sorry, Tanasi, but like, I like you, but just like your version is a no-go for me.
That's not the way.
You could sign up to receive a news from a black organization. In Seattle, we have the Seattle Medium. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's the largest African-American owned and operated newspaper in the Pacific Northwest.
I actually did not know that.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so check that out.
Shouts out to y'all.
It's been around since the 70s, I'm pretty sure.
That's really cool.
And then I'm going to lead you guys into Jasmine's topic, but
I was
you could
just gonna
support
say.
a black creative, which is us. Listen and stream our podcast, please.
And tell your friends, tell your mom, your kids, your wife, your husband, everybody.
You know, tell your wife, tell your kids, not hide them, but tell them.
Tell them.
Okay. And then you could also learn about an unsung hero of Black history. So, Jasmine, can you teach us about I don't know that she's unsung. but-
Here's where I come in. Well, so here's the thing, and unsung or not, she is somebody whom I've grown up always knowing about. I remember back in, I think, elementary school, I did some kind of like Black History Month research project on her. And honestly, I probably should have failed because I learned more just like doing this than I feel like I did then. Like,
Dang.
so my person, my historical figure is Madam C.J. Walker. For those of you who don't know her,
Sorry.
she became one of the first self-made African-American millionaires in American history due to her hair care products, her line of hair care products. And the reason why I chose her was because me being me, I'm a very girly girl of sorts, you could say. I've always cared about my hair and how I look and whatnot, so it only made sense to me that I highlighted somebody who aligned with that. But she kind of pioneered black hair care,
Yeah.
and especially in the U.S. So she suffered from hair loss, and I don't know if that was because of whatever chemical she was using at the time, but whatever it was, she was like, hey, this isn't working for me or my hair. So her whole thing was to try to develop a product and like a formula and a whole line of things that worked for her and women like her. So what I found to be really interesting looking back into this was that she first developed some kind of like pomade and cream, and then the line expanded. And she was facing a lot of backlash at the time
Interesting.
because people were hung up on her claiming that she straightened hair, or that, just the whole look was you didn't want to look like you were African American back then. You didn't want to look like your hair had any kind of real texture.
Right.
So everyone was expecting for her to come up with a product that was going to straighten the hair or give it the illusion of, like give it that illusion of quote unquote whitewashing your hair. And she wanted to shut those claims down. Like, no, I am not claiming to have this kind of product that is meant to straighten the hair and be made in straight hair. I am a hair. She identified herself as a hair culturist.
I love it.
Yes. Her whole thing was about the culture of the hair and accentuating that. And I loved that. I never knew that about her. That was really cool to me.
I think that's really interesting that, like, even back then, like, that hair is such a big problem now.
Yeah.
And it's a fight that we're still fighting. Like, kids aren't able to wear dreads to school because you know, the school district or principals feel it's disrupting, but it's like, my hair is my hair.
Exactly.
And I can't help how it grows from my
You
head.
saw that wrestler that had to cut it
Yes,
during
at
the
the
match.
I would have just gone. I would have
Mortified.
That was
forfeited the match.
unreal.
There's just no way.
That would have had me more. If I was that kid's parents,
If I were the coach, I wouldn't have done it. I would be like, I'm not going to stand for this. That's just insane.
that was just embarrassing.
It was the referee that was making that call just to let.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
still,
I
I
didn't
would have
know
been like,
that.
all right, I'm not doing it.
I'd
But
have been
match
like,
is done.
I heard the
I'm
ref
pretty
lost.
sure.
I heard the ref lost his job
As
after
he
that.
should.
I have to
have.
look into back. and
Yeah, he better.
follow up on it.
As he should have.
But fun other facts about her that's not related to the work that she did in her hair. Well, so here's the other thing. So she was able to build her fortune, and also, let me also back up really quickly. This woman was only 51 years old when she passed away. So she did all of this in not a lot of time, which I feel like is super incredible.
Right.
I think when I was reading, she died in 1919, and I think the very first like patent or like the first product she released was in like 1902 or something.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't. She was only successful for maybe like 15, 16 years, right?
20,
Yeah. So she donated a lot of her money towards philanthropy. Say the word.
Philanthropy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She donated a lot of money to try to get a YMCA developed in her area, which was in like a Black community.
That's amazing.
And especially in that day and age, there wasn't a lot of resources or anything like that available to people of color. So it was really cool that she was using her money to put towards stuff like that and bettering and building the community.
Which is what we need to continue to do.
Right. And then another fun fact that I learned in 1917, which is actually just 2 years before she ended up passing away, she joined the executive New York chapter of the NAACP.
Oh, snap.
Which is awesome. Like, I really had no idea that she was invested not only in her product and building her brand, but she was invested in the community and giving back to it and building it, you know?
I definitely think that, like, as an entrepreneur or a business person of color, like, that's the main goal, is to, you know, build yourself up to a point where you have what you need to survive, but then taking it and putting it back into the community
Exactly.
so that your people can come up too. Because if we don't do it, nobody is going to.
Exactly. So I really appreciated, I came out of this, you know, little research piece feeling a kind of newfound like love or joy for her and what she was doing, because I felt like I knew who she was and what she stood for, and really I had no idea. And this just kind of gives me that happy feeling, or that Black girl joy that you feel, you know.
Yeah.
That was just, it's amazing, and I'm happy that she was able to get something like that started.
I definitely think we could use her as like a role model, or like a, you know, our inspiration for our podcast. You
Yeah.
know, it's something that we're trying to kind of do the same thing.
Right.
With.
Self-made, you know, they said that, so when she passed away, her net worth, I think they said, was like 600,000, which is valued at 8 million like today, you know. So she was out here, okay?
Yeah. That's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah. So shouts out to you, Madam C.J. Walker. She was born December 23rd, 1867, and she passed May 25th, 1919. So shout to all you sags out there.
She's a cusper. She's a Cap Sag cusper. Or as our little horoscope book likes to call them, Sagicorns.
She was a Sagicorn.
Well, that's our review for the week. We definitely think that you guys should take some of these little tips and not tricks, but just like do one of these things to celebrate Black History Month. And we're going to go into another break. Sorry, I just like totally lost my train of thought there. We're going to go into another break before getting into our hot topic.
Ooh.
Again, this is The Way with Jazz and Tay.
Welcome back, y'all. It's The Way with Jazz and Tay. I hope you guys didn't miss us too much. We missed you guys so much.
I'm dead. So we are going to get into our hot topic. And we're going to kind of stay on theme
Yes.
for Black History Month
Yes.
purposes. Because as we said in the beginning, we are Black and we are proud. We're going to start it off with kind of a higher. Let's start it off with the
low.
Because I want to end it on a high.
Well, yeah, and also like it's important that we kind of come full circle on this because believe it or not, we were talking about this and the situation last year during Black History Month.
Yes. So
who would have thunk?
Last year on episode 5 of The Way with Jazz and Tay, you guys should go back, check it out, and listen to it. We canceled Black History Month
It was a hot mess.
Yeah, the whole month was a mess.
What was going on?
We had the R. Kelly situation.
Trash.
We had the Tristan Thompson situation.
The Tristan Thompson, Jordan Woods, because there was multiple Tristan Thompson situations.
I mean,
right, but the specific instance was the Jordan Woods one.
You know, so the Jordan Woods Tristan Thompson scandal, and then
last but not least,
the Jussie Smollett situation.
Dun dun dun.
So as you guys remember, last year Jussie Smollett decided that he was going to hire his 2 friends to
stage a hate crime.
Yeah, stage a hate crime. And then he I don't even really understand the thought process behind it.
I think he just got too far in
and was like
I've got to commit now.
Like he said they poured bleach on him. He said there was a noose involved. They were yelling out all kind of explicitives.
This is MAGA country.
MAGA country was calling him like, you know, the N-word and whatnot. But we come full circle to find out that the 2 men who did it were like
personal
Nigerian.
trainers or something.
Yeah, and his friends.
Like he knew these people
that he worked with. So, you know, when it all happened, I'm telling you guys now, I was skeptical. I was like, this is all sounding like way too crazy to be true. Like a lot's happened.
It sounded like one of those things where it was like, okay, it could have happened because there really are like random hate crimes that could happen. You know what I mean?
It
could be with anybody, you know, but with somebody like him and of his stature,
right,
to be caught off guard like that.
Right. I was like, where was your bodyguard at?
You know,
you are somebody who's on a very popular show.
And it didn't sound believable then, but I really wanted, like in the bottom of my heart, for it to be like true.
Also, another reason I didn't believe it was because of the location. He said he was in Chicago, and I was like, who in Chicago?
Like, what part of Chicago?
You know, what part of Chicago were you in? Because I don't know that that's a fact.
They had to have been really bold to do something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
In Chicago.
So, as you guys know, he was charged with like 16 counts.
Of all kinds of different things.
Yeah, there was like 16 different charges put on him. There was like disorderly conduct. There was like
filing a false police report or something.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. Filing a false police report.
Not to mention the numerous hours that the Chicago PD invested in this case.
In investigating it, especially because he's a high-profile person, so they probably put it over a lot of their other daily.
They jumped on it.
Yeah, like real crimes.
Yeah,
you know,
that were actually happening. So, he wasn't charged. They decided to, let him go with kind of like a slap on the wrist, and I think he got like a couple months,
16 hours of community service.
And he had to pay a fine, I think, right?
He basically got nothing.
Right.
He forfeited a $10,000 bond.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it was.
So forfeited bond, got 16 hours only.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Of community service.
That's what it says.
And then went about
Right?
his merry way, and he thought he was good, and he's been flying under the radar. And I don't watch Empire anymore, but did they let him back on the show?
Not that I know of, because I remember throughout all of this, there was people who were taking both sides. There were people who were like, I believe him, I stand by him. And the executives that were a part of Empire started off that way. As like, we stand by him, we stand with Jussie, all this stuff. And then once kind of more and more information came out, it was like, we're just going to suspend his contract, or you know what, we're actually going to write him out altogether. So
it was real silent.
Yeah, so I don't know if they plan on writing him back in or what, but as far as I know, he was off, and he was going to stay off.
So a full year later, and we're getting like, news updates on our phones. And I guess they decided to have a special.
I totally forgot that this was going on, by the way. Like, once that came up, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Right.
I forgot Jussie was involved in this.
Well, see, and I remembered that, like everything had settled, and I was kind of like, okay, so all of that, we did all of that for him to get 16 hours of community service?
Right.
Really? Okay, but so a year later, I guess they had somebody investigating it, and they have come back and are going to charge him with 6 counts of disorderly conduct, you guys.
Which, good. I mean, I don't, not say, sorry, I don't wish this kind of stuff on anyone. But, and like, he was obviously going through something. I'm hoping that he's getting the help that he needs and whatnot. But I do feel like there are consequences to your actions.
Absolutely.
And it took a year, it's probably going to take some more time, but these are repercussions to what you chose to do.
Yeah.
And consequences and repercussions.
I was just looking at the movies he was in. He was in Mighty Ducks.
Oh,
really?
He was one of the Hall brothers. He was Terry Hall.
No,
I know. I'm like, what?
You're going to have to go back.
Right? Something else to do this weekend.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely agree with you, Jasmine. You've basically taken the words out of my mouth. I don't think that I want him to go to jail for the rest of his life, clearly, but I definitely think that he needs to understand the brevity of the situation.
Yeah.
And I don't think that 16 hours of community service is going to do that. Like,
yeah.
You made up an entire storyline for yourself. And, like, I'd really love to know why he did all of that.
I want to, yes, ultimately, because there was speculation, mental health or, drugs or maybe he, blah, 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 or he was worried that he was going to get written off of Empire. So,
well, that will make sure that happens.
So, we don't know. All we can do is speculate. But again, like at the end of the day, if he is not well, I hope that he gets the help that he needs.
Right.
I don't wish that upon anyone, but also,
right.
Sir.
What's going on? So we just wanted to catch you guys up on that, but we're not going to beat that dead horse because, come on, I told you I'm not canceling Black History Month this year.
No, we are not. We have too much to celebrate, too much to rejoice and be happy and thankful for.
Look at this black girl joy.
Yay!
Mixed girl joy.
You're right. I can only be half excited. I'm only kind of excited.
Wow. That's funny.
I can't. Okay.
I'm only half excited. The other half,
So we're going to roll right into some happiness now. We did not watch the Oscars this year, but we did, of course, watch the red carpet and watch everybody come through strutting. Janelle Monae looked phenomenal.
I don't know who that designer was, but that was what you said it best. How did you describe her? Joan of Arc or something?
She looked like the fairy godmother, like from like Cinderella, but like modern day.
She was silver gown, totally sparkly.
It had a hood.
The back was open.
If they redid Cinderella with Brandy and Whitney Houston, I would want Janelle Monae. Even though she's younger, I would want her to be Brandy, but I'd want her to wear that dress and be the fairy godmother.
She could be Whitney.
Exactly.
Oh.
That would be amazing.
Claims she had $700,000 in jewels.
On that dress?
All on her.
I believe it. No, I believe it.
Right?
She looked amazing.
She did. And I can't believe that Daily Mail tried to put her on the worst dress list.
I don't believe anything Daily Mail has to
Fake
say.
news.
Fake news, alternative facts. Who's writing it? Because they were trying to come for everyone. Like, they trying to come for Sandra Oh's dress, and I was like, that was beautiful.
Her dress was gorgeous.
Yeah. So, we digress. Right? Always. But so we, of course, watched the red carpet live. We wanted to see all those outfits, but Janelle Monae actually opened the Oscars with a performance, and it was amazing, to say the least. She started it off with kind of a nod to Mr. Rogers.
Okay. I'm glad, because I thought I picked that up immediately.
Yeah, she came in, she put on the little red sweater that he used to put on every time. And then she even like went down, and in the front row was Tom Hanks, who we all know played Mr. Rogers in that movie recently. And she kind of sang to him and gave him her top hat, and that was really cute.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, she started it off like that, and it was super like slow going, and then she's like, "It's time to come alive, y'all." And
because the Oscars are so
white. And she said that at the Oscars.
And it was like, is she doing what I think she's doing?
You guys.
Is she really doing this right now?
I had to play it back. I almost started crying when I was watching it again because I didn't know if I was like sad or if I was happy, but like tears really were brimming, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, why is this so like great?"
A lot of statements are made on that stage.
There were so many like in
the
general.
Dancers, the dancers that she had up there with her, they were like characters, right?
Yes. So essentially, what she did was all of the people. All of the people that were on stage with her were playing like dancers, or essentially they were from movies that had been snubbed by the Oscars.
They deserve just as much recognition, type of thing.
Right.
And a lot of them were female-directed films, I thought.
Oh,
right?
no kidding.
I think because that was a big thing too at the Oscars. Is that like Natalie Portman also made a statement about that.
Yes.
About the female directors who weren't recognized or acknowledged at all.
I think that some of them were also like African American films,
Yes.
and I wish that I had like rewatched the video right before we got on so that I could. There was one that I recognized, and I was like, "Oh, I know that movie," but the rest of them I did not recognize. And I was like trying to piece it together. But also in the background, there was like, they were like playing like clips of the movies. So you could actually see it.
Oh, I got
as well. It was a really great performance. I really like Janelle Monae, and I think that she's a great artist and creative.
Yeah.
She's extremely talented. She's extremely...
And she's always like pushing the envelope.
Exactly.
She's towing that line.
Exactly. There was a part in the performance where she said, you know, like she's singing and she's like, "Happy Black History Month to you all," and then like went back to the "We're gonna come alive," you know, and then there was another part where she was like, "I'm really proud to be here at the Oscars as a Black queer artist," and and I just really appreciate her for one, standing in her truth always, and always fighting for, you know, like fighting the good fight. Like she's always kind of had that stance, and it just makes me really, really proud that she's on my team, to be honest.
No, that is very, very true.
You know,
she's been consistent from the jump about what she believes in and what she's going to stand for and what she's going to fight for.
Yeah.
She's been thorough in that.
Yeah. So
she also, after the Oscars, I think there was this commercial that she's in that's talking about like slavery and like Black history or something. And I think there's some kind of, I think it's either like a special or some kind of series, and we'll give you more info on that next episode. But she narrated a very brief thing, and it was talking about, you know, she was standing on the beach in which the very first like slave ship came in with this many of African Americans on it, and hey, our history is not pretty, but it's still our history, and it's important that you know it and that your future generations know it, no matter how ugly it is. And I was like, yes, Janelle, yes.
She just makes me so happy. Like, more of you in 2020, please. But I will also say that the Oscars in general, there was a lot of people who had things to say. Joaquin Phoenix. Sorry, I always like stumble on his name
because there's a J in there for some reason.
He, for like the past couple of award shows, has, you know, gotten up there and made these really powerful speeches. I know Brad Pitt also got up there and kind of soapboxed a little bit. And what I like right now is that everybody is holding each other accountable. I feel like we're in a pivotal time where everybody is like, we are no longer going to stay complacent, but actually we need to say something. And the next thing that needs to happen is that we all need to do something. Because, you know, talk is pretty, but I'm about that action. So now what are we going to do to stop making the Oscars so white? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. You know, we'll see. But I definitely appreciate all the celebrities who decided to take it to voice to speak out. You know,
it's going to be a slow climb. And
absolutely.
But hey,
I'm hoping that 2020 is the year that we kind of like get our butts in gear.
And it was like that. I remember that year that Moonlight won. I think that was.
That's kind of when it.
But I think that was the year in which there was so many like African American nominees, just in like every category. And they said in this year, it was like maybe like a percentage of that total. Like it was I
honestly
far less.
don't watch the Oscars for this reason because I'm like.
I also never know half the movies that they
never know
talk
half
about.
the movies. Nobody.
I'm just here for the fashion. Let's be real.
I'm always here for the fashion.
I'm here for the fashion
though, yeah.
and the music. That's
like
it.
I want to see what everybody's wearing because they come dressed to kill. But that's our hot topic of the week. If you haven't seen it yet, check out Janelle Monae's performance on YouTube. It's awesome. Share it with your friends.
Yes.
But let's get into some Seattle happenings.
Yeah, we got a lot.
There's so much going on, and you should be at all of it if you're in the city, obviously. So, Jasmine, what's going on tonight?
Tonight, there is a queer black femme show. If you go to this page on Instagram, because right now it's kind of like a private event, like the location is not listed out as like a name. But if you go to Mahal, that's MAHAL.CP on Instagram. The advert for the event is there, but basically it's an art show. There will also be pay what you can plates of food. So, you know, nobody's going to get turned away. And that's what I love about these kind of spaces is that, you know, everyone, as long as you are an ally, you are welcome. You're welcome to be in these spaces. And if you are hungry and all you have is $2 and you are, like I said, hungry, we're not going to turn you away. Nobody's going to turn you away for that, okay? Nobody can blame you for that. But one of my coworkers actually in my day job, I think this is an event that they're throwing. I think it's a part of their nonprofit. And they invited me and my roommate to go. And we actually know a couple of the people that are going to be there, like DJ Queen. Is it Cash or Cash?
I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I would say Cash, and I don't think that's it.
Yeah, I don't want to say your name wrong, but DJ Queen Cash, I believe, is going to be there as well. And performance by Jussie Smollet, which she's pretty popular. A lot of people know her. So I'm definitely checking it out tonight. Shantae is going to come with me. And if you guys aren't doing anything around 8 o'clock tonight, y'all should come by. I know it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and I wanted to say this before we hop into everything else. We will put, check out our story, and we'll put links to these events so that you guys can find easy access to it.
Yeah.
In other news, February 15th on Saturday, the Black in the City podcast is throwing a pajama jam party from 10 to 2 at Sneaky Tiki. They always know how to throw a good party. Yeah. So if you're looking to come out in your pajamas, I say go to that and twerk a little something.
And jammy jams?
And your jammy jams.
All right.
That's the best way to do
Sometimes it's easier to move in those little jammy jams.
So I've seen.
Our good friend Black Skin, who we met at Emerald City Gala and who I raved about, is having a concert at Club Sir on February 20th. You guys should come to that. Tickets are $15, and it's guaranteed to be a good time. He's a great performer.
He is.
And his music is great.
Yes.
It'll be good vibes and good people. And so we will also put that information in our story as well. And then another event our friend Rashid is having is, I can't say this, it's F the Gatekeepers Volume 2. And it's going to be at the Rendezvous. February 21st. You guys should come down and check that out. It'll be a bunch of different artists performing, and as everything's always a good time. So
I know.
It's just kind of like, just come out. Like, if you don't have anything to do, any of these events will be a good time, and you'll enjoy yourself.
And like the Rendezvous in Cap Hill, like, you know, grab something to eat before or after. Like, there's gonna be
Belltown.
Yeah. What's that?
Belltown.
The Rendezvous?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm thinking of the Runway.
Yeah.
The Runaway.
Yeah.
Fake news. Sorry.
Rendezvous in Belltown. It's by View. But yeah, if you feel like you want to bar hop or whatever, there's a lot of things to do just around it as well.
And lastly,
but obviously not least, we are throwing a party, everyone.
Yeah.
February 22nd, called The Link Up. And we have teamed up with Moon Alchemy Wine Collection. The event is at the Winemakers Reserve in Woodinville. It is a wine tasting networking event, and we will have vendors there where you can also shop.
Yeah.
So bring your business card and your dance shoes and get your tickets, guys. And you heard it here first. We just dropped ticket sales to $10.
Yes.
So I don't want to hear any more excuses.
No excuses, okay? Like, there's going to be music. There's going to be people, wine tasting.
Shopping.
Yeah, like, it's going to be a really good time.
And there's going to be us.
And, we're a great time.
So definitely check us out.
Yeah, we're really excited for that. Excited to have this event and this opportunity. So we look really forward to seeing all of you guys there.
And then to do a real quick recap for you guys, our weeks. The way for me.
I'm gonna say it's hard for me. I'm gonna
Go with the gut.
For me, I want to say not the way.
Okay.
Yeah,
There you
I'm
go.
stressed. It's coming. It's getting back up there, but it's not looking good.
So
right
it's
now.
not the way. Song Association.
The way.
The way for sure.
Yeah, that was fun. That was
a
really,
lot of
really
fun.
fun.
Our reviews of the week. Yikes by Nicki Minaj. The way. The queen is the way. Nicki
Always.
Minaj is the way. Stop playing with her. Don't disrespect her no more. Anymore. Sorry.
Tell
I
us
know.
how
Calm
you.
down, calm down,
I
calm
know.
down.
Tell us how you really
Yeah,
feel.
pull her back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just a really big Nicki Minaj fan.
And Madam C.J. Walker, definitely the way. Shouts
Yes.
out to you and shouts out to what you started. I really do appreciate learning more about my culture and my history in those ways. So thank you for that.
Also, Black
The
History
way.
Month is the way, and finding ways to celebrate it and supporting Black businesses and Black organizations is the way. If you want more information about the places I talked about, hit us up. And then Jussie Smollett getting indicted.
That's the way.
Yep.
I'm going to say that's the way. Because like I said, consequences and repercussions.
And Janelle Monae.
The way.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad that she's not really facing any backlash for it. I don't know. Maybe.
I haven't seen any hate.
I haven't heard any hate or slander, so that's definitely the way. She went about it in the right way.
All right, guys. That is our show for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and catch you guys next time.
Bye.
As always, thank you so much for tuning into The Way. Catch you next week, same time, same place. Follow us on Instagram at The Way Jazz and Tay and on Twitter at The Way JT.
Don't be afraid to DM us if you have any questions or suggestions about the show. Until next time, bye.
Peace.